On Sunday night in New Jersey, the biggest football match ever played kicks off at MetLife Stadium. That's not hype, run the numbers. The reigning world champions again years old, in what is almost certainly the last World Cup match of his life, against the best team on the planet and the 19-year-old the world has already crowned as his heir. Played in front of the largest global audience the sport has ever assembled, at the end of the most controversial tournament anyone can remember. Argentina versus Spain. Messi versus Yamal. The Last Dance versus the New Empire. And hanging over all of it, one photograph. December 2007, a dressing room at the Camp Nou, a shy 20-year-old Messi, roped into a newspaper charity shoot, awkwardly bathing a 6-month-old baby in a plastic tub. That baby was Lamine Yamal. His father reposted the photo years later with the caption, "The beginning of two legends." On Sunday, those two legends walk out of the same tunnel as opponents and one of them gets to write the ending. Football doesn't write scripts. It writes better ones. So let's get you ready for the final. Properly. Because underneath the fairy tale, this is a brutal, fascinating collision and it's closer than the world thinks. Start with how each of them got here, because the two roads could not be more different. Spain didn't qualify for this final, they marched into it like it owed them money. In the semi-final in Dallas, they took the tournament's best defense, a France side built around Kylian Mbappé, and dismantled it 2-0 without ever breaking stride. It was Yamal who won the penalty that broke France open, Oyarzabal who buried it with ice in his veins, and Porro who finished them with a give-and-go so clean it belonged in a coaching manual. Mbappé, the king of this era, was starved into invisibility. And here's the detail that should terrify Argentina. Spain have needed nothing this tournament. No refereeing gifts, no miracle escapes, no extra time. The European champions have simply been better than everyone, everywhere, for a month. They are the one team in this World Cup that arrives at the final without a single asterisk attached. Argentina's road? Asterisks all the way down, and I've made 3 videos about them, all linked below. The Egypt goal wiped out for a foul half a pitch away. The Switzerland card flipped by a VAR review. The semi-final against England handed to Ismail El-Fath, an American referee Messi has never lost with, where Enzo Fernandez escaped a red card for catching an England player's head and then scored the equalizer. England led that match with 7 minutes left. Then Messi, invisible all night, produced 2 assists in 10 minutes. Lautaro Martinez buried the winner in stoppage time, and 60 years of English dreaming died on the spot. That's who Argentina are now, exhausted, ragged, dragged through extra time twice and 3 straight knockout wars. Their own coach admits they can barely string 5 passes together and still, somehow, unkillable. They've stopped playing well. They just win. Which brings us to the collision itself, and the 3 duels that will decide it. First, who stops Yamal? Argentina's backline is the oldest and most tired unit left in this tournament, and it has been sliced open by nearly everyone. Cape Verde, Egypt, Switzerland, England all found the spaces. Now it has to deal with the most informed attacker on earth, a 19-year-old coming off the night he took the torch from Mbappé personally. If Argentina drop deep to protect those legs, they surrender the ball and the territory to the best possession team alive. If they push up, they leave exactly the space Yamal feasts in. There is no comfortable answer. Second, who stops the moment? Because that's what Messi is now. He's no longer a 90-minute force, he's a 39-year-old who disappears for an hour and then detonates the one moment that decides everything, exactly like he did to England. Spain will control this match, that's not in question. The question is whether they can control all 90-plus minutes of it, because Argentina only need one crack. Ask England what happens when you lead this team with 7 minutes left. Ask Switzerland. Nothing in football is more dangerous than a dying Argentina with Messi on the pitch and history on the line. Third, fresh legs against iron nerves. Spain's bench is the deepest in world football, their squad is younger, and they've played hundreds of fewer high-stress minutes this month. Every rational metric says they run Argentina into the ground after the hour mark. But finals aren't played on metrics, and no team in the history of this sport handles unbearable tension like this Argentina. They believe in the Kabbalah, the superstition. They believe the football gods owe Messi one more. Belief has carried them past better teams for a month straight. Now the stakes, and they're the highest any final has ever carried. If Messi wins, back-to-back world champion at 39. A fourth star for Argentina. The GOAT debate closed by force. Permanently, there would be nothing left to argue about, ever. The perfect ending to the greatest career the sport has produced, on its biggest ever stage. If Spain wins, their first World Cup since 2010, making them simultaneous European and world champions, and empire officially crowned. Yamal becomes a world champion before his 20th birthday, and the final image of Lionel Messi at a World Cup, the one that plays in every montage, forever, is defeat at the hands of the baby from that photograph. That is what Yamal can end Messi forever means. Not ending his career. Writing the last page of his story for him. And there's a third stake, hovering over everything, the script. After 2 weeks of Egypt's complaint, the El Fath statistic, and every whistle interrogated like courtroom evidence, this final is the trial of the century for FIFA itself. If Argentina win it with even one soft call against this Spain, the one team no whistle has helped all summer, the conspiracy accusations don't simmer, they become the permanent story of this World Cup. If Argentina win it clean, it's the greatest sports ending ever filmed. And if Spain win, the script half the internet believes in dies in public, at the hands of a teenager. Every version of Sunday changes football. There is no quiet outcome, there never is with this tournament. So, the honest prediction, same as I gave you before the semi-final. On pure football, this is Spain's match, fresher, deeper, better organized, and immune to the chaos that carried Argentina here. If it stays 11 versus 11 and the officiating stays invisible, Spain win it, and it might not even be close. But I watched cold analysis pick England on Wednesday, and then I watched a 39-year-old delete it in 10 minutes. Never, and I mean never, bet your house against Lionel Messi in the last World Cup match of his life. One of them gets immortality on Sunday night. The other becomes a chapter in the winner's legend. 19 years ago they shared a photograph neither of them chose. Now they share a final the whole planet chose for them. So lock in your predictions. I'm reading every comment before kickoff. Does Messi complete the fairy tale, or does Spain end the argument and the era in one night? Score predictions below. And subscribe with the bell on, because the final breakdown drops within hours of the whistle at MetLife, the last video of the greatest and strangest World Cup ever played. See you Sunday.